Across the continent of Greater Banya, peoples of all walks of life share a common sense. A sense that something is approaching. What it is remains a secret to most, but they can feel it. Rumors of sickness spread in the south. A mountain flies in the west. An army of living flame marches through the desert sands, leaving a line of glass as their trodden path. Yes, these are the troubles set to welcome a god into this world. Behelit, the lidless eye, god of the searing light. She approaches and will not be deterred. However, a few know of her coming and prepare. A deadly and cunning thief, a champion of the mountain tribes, a cleric of chaos, a brilliant artificer, and a scarred soul whose past is catching up with him. Can these individuals save the rest? Can they kill a god? Can they save their friend? Can they each finally find a home? Let us together read the final chapters of these heroes. Babes here. Hey everyone.
Yeah, no.
My name's Andrew Gilbert. Tonight I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master. Because we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, baby. And I'm not alone. With me is babe number one, Galway.
Oh, I really do not like the direction that tonight's intros are taking. Hey,
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Sam says
I
Galway
feel
is
it.
silent and Andy is loud.
Damn.
I was silent because I wasn't pushing to talk, so I was
Valid.
speaking behind the scenes. I will move Andy's volume down. My name's Galway. My pronouns are he, him, or they, them. I play Caloran Charity of the family, whose pronouns are he, him.
And we have I should just, why don't I look at my script? Who's next? Adam. What the fuck? Adam.
Who the fuck is Adam?
Adam playing the halfling rogue Burbage Kemp.
Hey everybody, Adam here. I use they, them / she, him pronouns. I think demigender. I think demigender feels good right now. Like identifying mostly but not totally with a gender identity, I guess. Anyway, I don't know. Just thought I'd share that.
Fair. Good
and I play Burbage Kemp, whose pronouns are he, him, his.
Lovely. And Lena playing the Goliath Barbarian Stormbringer.
Hi, I'm Lena. Yep, and my pronouns are she, her, and I play Stormbringer, which Andy said, whose pronouns are also she, her.
Rachel playing the Gnomish Artificer Clem, who is then played by the Dwarf Necromancer Kreml.
Okay, you said gnomish artificer, but I definitely heard gnomish artificer. I was just sorry. I was a little put off.
Now recording.
I'm glad you missed that, Craig. You didn't need to hear that.
Shartificer.
Oh, I hate it. Anyway, I'm Rachel, and both Clem and I use she, her, hers.
And Kreml? Who cares? And Darcy playing the Tiefling Cleric Hakari.
Hey, I'm Darcy, and I play Hakari. My pronouns are they, them, and Hakari's are she, hers.
And welcome, friends. Tonight we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and we are in our Fates of Ryn game at the moment. This is our 1 to 20th level campaign that's been going on since 2018. So it's been a while, and you know, we're in the third act, I'd say, wrapping a few things up.
I think we've been in season 3 though for 3 years. I know this.
It does, yes, pretty close. Yep.
Yeah.
We have a couple podcasts. Helpful Goat Gaming presents, I believe. Or Helpful Goat presents. It is a podcast that has one shots and the sort of interlocking campaign of Tier, in which Galway GMs that world. And we also have Dom and Dragons, which is a 25 episode campaign where we played with actor Dominic Monaghan. We're only supposed to play like 1 or 2 episodes, but he had a lot of fun, and so we continued for a while. We're also an affiliate on Twitch, which means you're able to cheer and subscribe to us. And please don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, you're able to subscribe for free to us through Prime Gaming. And that's entirely free to you if you have that service. And it's super helpful to us. So maybe consider spending that on us. And if not us, maybe another sort of smaller Twitch channel. Because it does really help out, and it's easy to do pretty much. And we also have some chat commands. If you type !donate, what will they find Galway this month?
Right, this is the part where I talk again. Right now, the donate command goes to benefit the Trevor Project, supporting LGBTQ youth in America. And as always, we encourage you, if you're inspired to give support, consider looking for a local charity benefiting the same population and advancing the same causes.
100%. If you type !merch, you're going to get a link to our merch page where we have a whole bunch of Helpful Goat products where you can get clothing or mugs or notebooks. We have Galway designed a lot of them, sort of inside, not just inside jokes, but inside sort of art about our campaigns. And we have several pieces created by our community. And so when you buy something like that, you also go to help support the artist that made that, which can be really helpful. If you type !KO-FI or coffee, you will get a link to our coffee page in which you can buy a cup of coffee, which would be really cool. And then !Discord, if you like us and want to hang out with us, if you want to play games with us, if you want to be notified when we start playing our June Pride Month games or our October Halloween games, the way to do that is through our Discord. That is mostly our community hub. And do we have a Chelsea poem from this evening?
Yes.
Would someone be able to read that?
Adam, you do it the best.
I don't. I think Rachel does it the best. Also, I usually read through it first, and I'm unprepared.
Do a cold open, cold reading here.
Okay. There's weird, and then there's the weird of this tunnel maze. Totally normal ghost bartender, zombie-ish creatures, Feywild, and a cloned presence as Fays. Dinner is in 6 hours, and you best not be late, especially when its guests are those you love. Wild shit is happening, but that's definitely on brand. Much love, Fates of Ryn crew. You are seen and heard as chaos expands. Ooh, that's the expansion of chaos is disconcerting, Chelsea. I don't like it. Bad Chelsea.
Bad Chelsea.
No.
Thank you as always, Jesse.
Chelsea, you're amazing. Thank you. So, friends, last time on Ghosts and Dragons, The Fates of Ryn, Season 3, shit did go down pretty wildly. All right. So we were in what was sort of considered old town of this dwarven city underneath Phidero. The group heard some banging from what then sort of appeared to be a small bar or tavern in this area, run by a dwarf that disappeared and reappeared and somehow saw you all, but was also talking to other people that we didn't see. I don't know, weird. After sort of that interaction, you realized that the noise you had been making had alerted several of these grotesque, disease-ridden troll-like creatures that started to chase you. And while you fought them a little bit, you made the choice to get out of there. You went through the back way of that little bar, found yourself kind of on the southern end of Old Town, and then found several different passages leading out of here. The passages were marked, and Clem was able to read them, and they said, or they sort of pointed in a couple different directions. One of the directions was to the crypt, and another direction was to the bridge, it said. And you chose the bridge over the crypt. And sure. Also,
Bad decision.
you have been several times already today, been using the dagger to sort of mark out where you would like to go. This Feywild dagger that was given to you. As you've been down here in this dwarven city, whenever you ask that dagger, it just spins. The last time you asked the dagger was when you made it to the base of the bridge, and we're sort of asking maybe another clarifying question. As you did that, a few other kind of weird things started to happen. One, it seemed like a small tear in existence was created off the side of the bridge a little bit, but kind of hovering in the air. And a small satyr-like creature who was just sitting next to a pink tree sort of said hi and then started to question what was going on. But before you could really get into that, that little weird rip in space-time disappeared. And you're starting to kind of put together that the borders between these kinds of realms seem to be fraying a little bit, seem to be thinning. And a couple of you maybe even noticed that was also a little bit predicted as Behelid gets closer and closer into breaking into this world. Then, for some reason, I don't know, Clem went crazy and tried to jump off the bridge. And while Stormbringer went to go help Clem, Stormbringer then turned around and ran straight to the other side of the bridge. Was going to jump off there. And luckily, Charity was able to position themselves right in the middle and then banished them both to another demi-plane of existence, where Stormbringer noticed that Clem looked different, and then the voice of something that maybe has been inside Clem's head for a while banished Stormbringer back to this original plane, and yet Clem has been left behind. Charity beginning to then see the weight of what's going on, and something seemed to be triggering him to the point where he is now slumped into another kind of panic attack stupor that has been plaguing Charity more and more recently. And as Burbage was one level below, checking out the bottom of this bridge while all of this was going on, he met Charity again, who then tried to blast him off of the bridge.
That didn't happen. Oh wait, yeah, it did. I took damage.
What?
That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to blast me off the bridge.
You barely held on to the railing.
Oh,
you were pushed back.
Oh, I didn't realize he was being that much of a dick about it.
He is known for being a dick, yeah.
Yeah, but Burbage, you did. You're extremely nimble, and even more so now that you've become a much more experienced thief. You didn't take any damage from that blast, but it seemed like his intention was clear. So all of this is weird. This is just getting weirder as we go. And friends, I'd like to maybe start with the weirdest one of all. Clem.
How dare you?
I was waiting for that to be a misdirection. He went to
That wouldn't be wrong, but
No.
Clem. You wake up entirely in control of your faculties.
In this other realm.
In a space that is hard to really define. It almost looks like it's trying to form in front of you.
Does this feel different than, because I've been banished before by Charity?
Correct.
This feels different.
Yeah, that was a little bit more of a nebulous kind of floating space dimension almost. This feels like something is very slowly coming into focus, but as it comes into focus, it's becoming more real, if that makes sense. That's what it feels like. And you kind of look
Okay.
around and you see a hooded figure who's waving his arms. And as he's waving his arms, he seems to be kind of pulling something into focus in front of you. At first, it kind of looks a little bit like an altar of some sort. It's hard, and your brain is having a hard time latching on to what all this is. It hurts.
Is my faithful hound with me, or no, not in this space?
Not in this space, no. Unless you sort of conjure that again with your
No,
spell,
that's a high level spell. So
yeah. However, you do all of a sudden hear him speak as if he then recognizes that you are conscious at this moment. And you recognize the voice as the voice that's been in your head this entire time, that was originally in the crystal, in the crown.
I immediately cast Firebolt at him.
Excellent. Give me a roll.
Okay. I yell, "Motherfucker," while I do it.
Yes.
18?
You see him kind of turn around just in time to be slammed with this fireball. You see he doubles over a little bit, the smoke kind of rising off of his chest. And he kind of lifts his head and blinks his eyes a little bit, and already a bit of blood is coming from his nose as he kind of pats out a few embers then on his chest.
As soon as I can do it again, I do it again.
Yeah. And
I'm just telling you, like.
Sure. Yeah.
I am angrily walking toward, like, if I can, my immediate response would be to shout expletives at him while walking towards him slowly and attacking him in anger.
So as you begin to advance on him, please make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
You mean I should have just nicely talked to him instead of just attacking him?
Should have, whatever.
Let's be clear. You were probably going to have to make this throw anyway.
14.
A 14.
I mean, like, a 19 failed last time, so I'm not really confident.
So a 14. With a 14, you get this searing pain in your head. And you immediately sort of drop to your knees, and you have to shut your eyes. You can't focus on anything. It's like an extremely bright light on like your right eye almost, and your left eye is just like going back and forth. Like your brain is melting with the vision that it's trying to understand. So you shut your eyes and you're holding your head. You are, for all intents and purposes, kind of incapacitated then in this moment.
Okay.
And you hear footsteps somehow in a world without really matter. And as they get closer to you, feel kind of a hand then kind of on your head, patting it just a little bit.
I hate it so much.
Go ahead and take 7 psychic damage from that.
From the hand patting my head, or
Not quite, but it
Okay.
doesn't help. Let's just say that.
Sure.
And you hear the voice. Shall we be civil with each other? Or would you like to continue and see how far this mental insect might burrow further into your brain?
I don't feel like you really deserve civility.
What have I done against you?
Literally taken over my body multiple times and forced me to do things against my will.
Only because your will is so stubborn and it doesn't do what I want it to sometimes.
Yeah, that's how wills work.
Perhaps.
Like, I get to have my own and you get to have your own, and you don't force yours on me, and it's okay if mine doesn't line up with yours. Because here's the thing, if you want to be civil, we could work together. Like, if you weren't just an impatient bastard, you could help me save the world. And then I would in turn help you do whatever the fuck stupid thing it is that you want to do.
Your tiny little quest to save the world is going to end poorly.
It might end less poorly if you assisted rather than hindered.
Perhaps. See, the way I looked at it is we already had a deal. I would give you power, and you would help me. You've not held up your end of the bargain.
There wasn't a time frame. Again, I still plan to help you. When we set up the contract, you didn't have any boundaries on when the time needed to happen. So I'm still holding up my end of the bargain. I'm just trying to finish my stuff first, and then your stuff will come.
I'm beginning not to trust you.
I am very trustworthy.
He sort of points at the smoking
Yeah,
sort of circle on his chest.
you deserve that. You just made me jump off a bridge. Am I dead right now?
You are gonna be fine. Don't be
I'm
so
starting not to
dramatic.
trust you.
Well, I'm not going to trust you. See how you sound? The words that are coming out of your mouth. See what they sound like?
Do you really think that you're the first person in my life to make fun of the way that I sound?
Let's look at that. You see him then wave. Whoosh. He spins sort of the whole entirety of the room that you're in, starts spinning, and it begins to land on one of your major memories of the last person that said that to you. Could you tell me what that was sort of like?
It was a long time before, or since people really interacted very much with Clem.
Mm.
I would say that it was probably a Goliath that was in the whatever Stormbringer's tribe is.
Mm-hmm.
And in how I envision them as being similar-ish to Stormbringer, I don't necessarily think it was mean. I think it was just a statement of fact. Of like Stormbringer tells people that they are small all of the time because they are smaller than her. I think of it as like somebody just point blank telling me that I sound very strange. Like, I don't think there are plenty of times where it hurt more to be made fun of, I'm sure, but like
Sure.
this, a lot of like the most recent time I would say would be an interaction with a Goliath who was just, commenting on how very strange everything about Clem is, including how she sounds.
the image in front of you that replays a bit of that scene lingers then on Clem standing there. And it's weird because through this image, you see someone who's feeling incredibly lonely, but you don't necessarily remember actually feeling lonely. So is this Clem trying to put a good face on a weird situation? Is this you forgetting how lonely you were? Or is this some slight manipulation that this man is putting on the image itself?
I think it's pretty big manipulation.
Okay.
Because I don't think Clem felt very lonely. I think Clem had
Okay.
really accepted her hermit status
Mm.
and stopped caring what people thought about her a long time ago.
So as your sort of brain, like intellectually, is sort of picking apart exactly what's then going on here, you're recognizing a bit of this manipulation happening. But also you do recognize something inside you that sees a really lonely Clem in front of you. And there's an emotion then all of a sudden tied to that maybe wasn't before. And so you feel that like you understand this manipulation while at the same time you feel its effects a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cromwell spins the room again and it sort of goes all fuzzy around you. We could visit all kinds of memories if you want. I've been in your brain a while, working, observing. I don't know if you realize I could take you apart piece by piece, rebuild you into something else entirely. You've given me access to many things, and I've given you power. I want to get out of here, and I think you need me to get out of here, because the longer I'm in here, the more power I have over you. It's why it's getting harder and harder to resist me.
Yeah, no, I don't want you in here anymore, but
Oh,
I agree with you that getting you out would be great. However, even if you think it's insignificant, I am on a timeline that I can't just ignore. Like things are happening that I can't just take a break for a few days and go do something for you because then everybody dies. I want to understand you and how you're not nervous about that at all impacting you. Because
excuse me.
I know you're very powerful, but like this isn't nothing. This is God's basically fucking over the world in their image and really making things terrible for most people who don't worship them. And you don't seem like the kind of guy that likes to worship people that are stronger than you. So I'm not sure why you're just okay with them coming in and taking over everything.
Could I have a persuasion roll with advantage, please?
Ooh, okay.
That was some good role play. You touched on something interesting for him. Yeah.
Advantage, persuasion, not very strong. Is it? Okay. I have
Yes.
one flash of genius left.
You also have
Oh, I do have an
inspiration from last time.
inspiration.
Yeah. I don't know how
Okay.
you want to do this, but
Maybe I'll roll the inspiration. Oh God, what if it's worse than a 14? It is worse than a 14. Do I get to keep the 14 anyway? And make it a 19? with my
What do
flash
you
of
mean?
genius.
Oh, Flash of Genius? Yeah. It's advantage, so take your best. That's fine.
Okay.
Um,
I just accidentally hit long rest, so oops.
oh boy.
Jesus Christ, Rachel. It's fine. I just changed what my hit points were, so I remember what they were.
Okay, yeah.
And I just used my last flash of genius, so it doesn't
Sure.
matter anyway. So that's a 19 persuasion.
Okay. Interesting. So with a 19 persuasion, you see him kind of lean back, and all of a sudden a large chair forms behind him, and he kind of slumps down. Well, that is indeed unfortunate. The problem here is you're here now. If you go on to fight this thing, you're probably going to die. You'll be burned up or crushed or slashed in half, or your head will be over there and everything else over there. Like whoa, that's not going to help anything.
You've seen us fight a lot of things. You know we're not that inept. You were there in the gray place that Rachel can't remember the name of.
The ethereal plane?
Thank you.
Yeah.
You were there in the ethereal plane when we fought that demon or whatever. We're not weak. I know that what we're going up against is huge, but we're not nothing.
You are not weak at all. Without trying to get your ego to, go off on a tangent, I just want to say that I've been lucky attaching myself to you and your friends. Certainly. I'll admit that. I am grown enough to do so. But what you are about to face, the things you're about to face, the things that you don't even know yet are in front of you, I see no way around it. At least you'll die. Probably the other little one. Probably that weird, loudy one that has a god that is complicated, and
I was going to say that could have been multiple people.
maybe that big one stays around for a bit longer. Poor Charity. But what assurances might I have that you can do this?
How can I assure you?
That's a great question.
What will actually make you feel more confident?
It would make me far more confident if your friends live the next minute or two of their lives.
I mean, they will.
Will they?
Yes. I'm not really concerned. I think we're pretty good at surviving things. You know, you're pretty powerful. If you could just maybe help keep us afloat, maybe give us some benefits of if we had slept a long time right before we go into a battle, or other things like that. You seem like you have a lot up your sleeve that you could perhaps help with. Listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you, and you're in my brain. I think you could tell. I am extremely intrigued by you. I made a stupid decision to put the crown on my head because I thought that I was smarter than I was and that I could handle it, and it was more than I thought. You are more powerful than me. I admit this. I am intrigued, and I am interested in going along with what you want to do. I find it intellectually fascinating, and I want to know more. But I can't do that. So this is honesty on my part. I want to. When we are done doing whatever it is we need to do, I want to go off into whatever weird things you want to do because I'm curious. But I need to do this first. I promise. You can, like I said, you can pick apart my brain however you've been doing. I'm not yanking your chain. After we do this, but this is important. I left literally decades of being alone in the woods for this. It's not nothing to me.
I see your resolve, and I believe that your will, I will admit, is also very powerful. It would be bothersome of me to continue to force you into doing what I want. If we come to an agreement, maybe I tell you what I want. And we together can decide what to do about that. Know that my goal might shift a little bit onto your side, but that means that I need to make sure that you stay alive. In the crypt, when you get there, I won't take anything over, but I think I have something that would be very beneficial to you and your friends. If you would grant me at least that. And then we can work on my shit.
That sounded extremely difficult for you, and I'm very proud of your growth. I appreciate if you just communicate with me, then because if you haven't noticed, right now I'm not exactly trusted by the people in my group. And maybe if I could re-earn that trust and actually suggest things in a way that doesn't make it seem like I'm being taken over by an insane person inside of my brain, that everybody is more willing to actually listen to me. Because it's been a little hard, I'm going to tell you the truth, because I'm a very intelligent person and I usually have good suggestions, but nobody trusts me anymore. So if we work together, I will help you accomplish your goals, as long as your goals aren't as shitty as, the goals that we're trying to defeat over here. Like there has to be within reason.
I would not be as dangerous as a god coming into this world and ruling with some fist of light, or whatever she calls it now.
I don't know. I only really half pay attention. Her stuff is really boring.
It really is. If you knew her. Ugh.
Well, if you have any insights that'll help us, again. Listen, I understand that you're a prisoner in my head, but I'm also a prisoner. It's a weird situation right now. We're both stuck with each other. But I think if we can work together, I really think that it will be better. And I promise that I want to help you. Because I would like for us to not be together anymore, no offense. A little offense, actually, but you understand.
Of course. I'm almost done with something. Stay with me just a moment. Let me continue. And then I'll turn you to your friends.
Is this kind of time and space? Do I feel like time and space is still passing in the real world, or I have no idea?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like if we're going to make this agreement, I have to start with trust. I can't tell you I'm going to trust you and then not trust you. So, if you say so.
Have a seat. Let's watch. spin, 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 and then you come around. The image lands, and you're watching Burbage holding the edge of a railing beside a great chasm. Burbage, Stormbringer, and Hakari as well, to a certain extent. All of you have obviously heard this thunderous clap of energy still echoing throughout these massive caverns. Hakari, you've seen now Charity kind of slumped over and laying on the ground. You kind of lock eyes with Stormbringer across the way. And Burbage, you are staring directly at the face of Calorin, the Charity of Bahamut. Burbage, what would you like to do in this moment?
So he tried blasting me off the bridge, but I dodged it.
Yeah, essentially, right? Like it felt for a second like you were lifting off the ground and were gonna pop off the bridge, but you very quickly, it's kind of a small area that you're in, and you very quickly positioned your leg against the wall and then slammed your hand on the other wall while digging Bright Fang into the wood. And you then didn't really go anywhere other than just kind of back a little bit to the edge.
And the physical differences between Calorin and
Charity.
Mm-hmm. One of them it's the horns, right?
He has both horns. Charity has neither, I believe, at the moment.
No, I still have my left horn. I
Left
healed
one.
that to reattach the one that I've had all along.
Cool. Yep.
And also, Calorin has an eye patch over his left eye,
Yes.
and does not have the obvious
Scars.
crisscrossing scars that Charity has over that are visible, basically, unless he is wrapped head to toe.
Yeah.
Other than that, Calorin is in robes of like blue and white. There's a few sort of very large kind of arm bands made of metal that are wrapped around his left arm, and his right hand seems to have about 4 different rings on it that are really sort of gaudy and odd. Other than that, he's carrying sort of a pack that he's been traveling a little bit with, and that's sort of at least what you notice then beginning here. And you recognize immediately it's not Charity.
Yeah. And he said to me before he blasted me, he said, what are you doing down here?
Yep.
All right. So Burbage will respond to that, and I want to proceed with this. I want Burbage to proceed with his response with careful attention to like trying to get a read on Calorin's willingness to engage in the response being offered.
Okay.
Like,
Sure.
is Calorin gonna stop like blasting me if I talk to him? Basically.
Give me so to make that judgment, give me an insight check right now.
Okay. I will give an insight check. And at the very least, Burbage will say, I'm going to ask you the same thing. But while also, trying to... $17.
17 insight. Interesting. He doesn't appear to be trying to deceive at all. This isn't super hard. And honestly, since you've actually, does it matter with advantage? Does that change anything?
I don't think I had advantage.
Oh, fair. Roll again then if you hadn't. Just say.
Well then I did roll with advantage.
Yeah, so
accidentally. So the 21.
Okay. Because I think at this point, especially since you've had lots of interpersonal conversations between you and Charity, you've had disagreements, you've had moments of genuine connection. You are actually good at reading Charity's body, like his facial expressions, the physical form of Charity. And it doesn't seem like Halloran has a lot of extra sort of ways of hiding what they're thinking. You then really sense this recognition of he's hesitant. He doesn't want to necessarily make a big deal right now. And so while he still is incredibly on guard and very dangerous, you do get the sense there's a hesitancy here. And you think you have a moment at least if you wanted to speak or say something. Okay. And then as you're doing that, Hakari and Stormbringer, ideas, what are you sort of focusing on then, the two of you?
So like I heard a big boom and I noticed Burbage isn't here. So when I came back, I'm sorry, I have things. Anyway, when I came back, I rapidly explained to Charity very eloquently what was going on. I think I did that. I'm pretty sure I did. With it being not the right Clem, instead head wizard in the dimming plane. So with the big boom and not having Burbage here, I'm gonna head towards the big boom to find Burbage, presumably.
Okay.
At speed.
Good. There's a stairway then it seems like it goes down. Otherwise, there's like a door in front of you to the kind of larger, what looks to be an inn when you look through the windows in front of you. And then Hakari is kind of off behind you past where Charity is then at the moment.
Which direction was the sound from?
I mean, it's a little hard to tell, but you think probably underneath somewhere?
So I'm going to head down the stairway.
All right, you head immediately to the stairs. And Hakari, what are you up to?
So what is Charity doing right now?
Charity is slumped over
probably on
the
Clue's
ground.
Back.
Okay.
Right, yeah, probably. Yeah, it's slumped over on Clue's back. Who now Clue has like lowered in case Charity sort of falls off. He doesn't want it to be.
So when I watched Clem jump and then ran over, all of a sudden she just popped out of existence, right?
Yeah,
okay.
With just a little bit of that sort of silvery light that you recognize as a spell of Charity's.
Okay, I'm going to run over to Charity and check on him. And just be like, Charity, what's wrong? What's going on?
You don't get a response. You see Charity's eyes sort of glazed over and rolled back just a little bit. And you recognize this situation. Charity's done this a couple times before. One time it took him hours to pop out of it. And then last time, I think certainly quicker, but you noticed, yeah, you're seeing this, and it's a weird like panic attack that sort of creates a sort of stupor that he's in. And whenever he's talked about it, he sort of is having visions during this time as well. You're not exactly sure, but he doesn't seem super responsive right now, at least.
Okay. So like, would a medicine check do anything?
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
Okay.
With a 14 medicine, you can tell that Charity seems generally unharmed, that this is not necessarily a physical thing. His pulse is good. He's got body heat. Like he's functioning health-wise, not too bad. That this does seem to be almost entirely a mental aspect of this.
Okay. Do I have any? Well, no, I probably shouldn't do that. And I heard the boom, obviously.
Yeah, and you saw Stormbringer rush down then.
Right now, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay.
Because I just saw Clem disappear, and now Charity's incapacitated. I don't really want to leave him alone, like unguarded. So I'll drop my sword and just kind of stand up and like kind of just start walking in a circle around him.
Okay. being guarded now by Hakari, Charity's body. Clue sort of positions it so that he kind of slumps onto the ground just right next to him. But mostly again to kind of protect him a little bit, keep him like warm. He's kind of as a horse, sort of as a giant flaming horse, sort of nestled up to him a little bit. Burbage, you see the very beginning of Stormbringer like clambering down these stone steps and stuff as well, and you still have your moment with Charity. Caloran.
So I think Burbage definitely said I could ask you the same thing.
Sure.
Does he respond to that?
He gives you a bit of a sneer. I think you know why I'm down here. Not too far off of why I think you're down here.
I'm looking for something.
So am I.
All right, on the count of 3, let's say what we're looking for, all right?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Fuck
True
off.
friendship. Oh.
What did Caloran say?
Fuck off.
True friendship and fuck off. Okay, you guys.
And at this point, Stormbringer, you get to the bottom of the stairs and you see real close then to the edge, Burbage, and you see Caloran, his sort of the glowing kind of bluish backlit fire that has marked him whenever he's shown up is kind of circling slowly around his hands. And you notice they are not necessarily engaged or fighting at the moment. And Caloran then locks eyes with you. Oh, I guess all of them are here, huh?
I'm not good at picturing things. So, like, if I'm at the stairs, where's Burbage and then Caloran, like, closeness to me?
Roll 20.
To the roll 20. All right. Let me get you in here. I'm gonna get you in here. Oops. All right. Down the stairs, then you've made your way kind of over here, and you see Caloran in front of you and Burbage on kind of the other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're like a troop, a family group thing. We stay together all the time. We're all always together. Burbage, we should go. There's a problem with lots of things, including the orange supply and the supply of eye patches.
Really?
Yes, we're traders, and we trade in oranges and eye patches, Caloran.
Okay.
Okay.
I like to imagine Burbage looks just as unimpressed as Caloran does. Like we both, like, I would love Burbage and Caloran to just kind of give each other a look like, oof.
Really? Is this okay?
What? You didn't take time to get to know us as people. You just tried to kill us. This is what we do for our day jobs, okay, Caloran?
I only want to kill you because you're in my way.
I'm not in your way.
All right, okay,
You're in my way. You're in between
Guys,
me and Burbage. I'm
okay.
right here with the stairs.
It's all right. Stop. Burbage is going to pull Bright Fang out of the wood. It's okay. Everybody, just calm the fuck down, all right? First of all, Snow Mountain Baller.
We've been friends for like 8 months. How do you not know that?
Because every time I think that name, I think of Melon Baller.
I don't
You
know
know?
what that is.
All right. You never.
You all realize I know who you are, right?
Yes, we're not. I realize that.
We hung out. We've had conversations.
No,
No.
obviously not. You don't know our day jobs, and you don't know my real name. So,
All
It's
right. Okay.
Stormbringer.
no, it's Snow Mountain Baller. You're so disrespectful.
Oh, stop. Okay, Stormbringer. I know it sounds like we do have a problem with our orange supply and with our
Clementine.
eye
But
patch
no oranges. Those aren't the
supply.
same fruit.
Charity.
What's wrong with you? That's not even an eye patch.
Okay. But also there is the ongoing overriding concern with our tobacco supply.
Stick purse.
See,
And-
that one I don't know.
Wait, really? You don't?
What are you talking about?
Stick purses.
What are you talking? I thought we were looking for the same thing.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay.
He's like, I'll
Trying to
just go in
detect
and find out for myself then.
He's trying to fucking detect
Right.
thoughts on you. Fuck.
Wisdom saving throw. Hang on.
Oh hell
Fuck
yeah!
off.
Right here. Because I'm trying
Touch.
my mind's a steel trap. I'm trying to get into
Steel
his head.
trap.
Not only do you resist what he seems to be trying to do, which is dive deeply into your mind, you also recognize enough of what he's doing that you start to communicate with him as your surface level thoughts that he gets. So you say, hey, my mind is a steel trap in your head, and he just fuck. Are we gonna have to do this much harder?
That's exactly what I'm trying to avoid, okay? Alright? Now I know you're on the outs with the fuckers of Phidero, right?
I'm on the
Right?
outs. I'm on the outs with many people. I don't care. They are unimportant to what I'm doing.
Yeah, everyone always says that until the person that's unimportant stops you from doing what you want to do, right?
People say that about us, and then we kill them. Like a
Exactly.
lot, I think.
Yes. Alright, and you know that's true.
You have killed many. Ask Charity when he wakes up how many we've killed.
I don't know
I'm
who
sure it's
Charity
a
is.
lot. We're not going to get into a whole dick measuring contest here, okay?
Cameron
Alright.
probably shouldn't know that Charity is asleep right now. Just as a quick little note.
I don't think Burbage even knows. So like,
Oh well, that didn't make any sense to Burbage.
yeah, Burbage is like,
And I don't know if Stormbringer caught it. That's up to you guys. Just flagging.
yeah.
Like
All
I'm
I'm
good now.
saying is, if we're both looking for something in this weird, strange, dangerous subterranean place, maybe for now, while we both have at best tenuous relationship with the above ground forces, maybe we could just sort of chill and maybe even help each other.
No, not that part. We can chill, but I'm not like this guy's an asshole.
What did you mean when you said Charity? Wake up! What's happening?
Oh,
What's
that's the eye patch supply. Hey, how do you know that, Caloran?
Let me be very clear about this in case there's something in your heads that thinks that you can live past me. If you don't explain exactly what you're looking for in whatever a stick purse is, I'm going to murder Burbage.
Okay, so first of all,
Am I wrong? You know Charity. You hear my voice. Am I wrong?
Stormbringer's inching subtly towards him while he's saying these things.
And I don't even mean, do you know my intention? I mean, you exactly understand not only that I want to do this, but I absolutely can.
Wait, I'm confused now. Are you threatening Burbage? And as I'm saying this, I'm scooting closer. Or wait, are you saying this is inevitability, or are you saying it's a threat?
It's 100% a threat. I'm threatening you to tell me something.
Scoot, scoot, scoot.
All right. Okay. This is exactly the kind of dynamic that I was hoping to. Right. The fact is, Calorin, if that's what you're going by, we're down here because we have kind of a stowaway with our party. Something, this voice, this presence has taken over our friend Orange Supply's head.
No, what? Orange? Who's Orange Supplies?
Oh
Do you
my
just mean
God.
orange?
And it's been trying to get us to come down here for a long time, and so that's why we're down here. We're looking for something for it.
Does he seem like he's buying that?
Give me
Also-
an insight roll, please.
Also, while Burbage was talking, so this might be two different roles, I would have been very sneakily, surreptitiously
Yeah.
messaging Burbage when Calorin's not paying as much attention to me, and messaging him with the sigil to tell him to get the fuck away from the edge when I grab Calorin.
And I
Okay.
also
Stealth roll and insight check, I suppose, for you.
two things. I would like to just flag. So I want to make sure. I don't think. I don't think I'm giving Burbage any more knowledge or intuition than he had, right, about Cremwall. Like,
Sure, there's something in Clem's head that's messing up. You know that at least, yeah.
And I think Clem has said that he wants to come down here.
is that right? Right? Is that right,
Yeah, yeah,
Rachel? Like Clem, like that's at least we've gleaned that much.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like
he's-
Clem had sort
Yeah.
of communicated some of it, and it was, I think that most of like what you'd had when you communicated was just broad strokes, but those were kind of the broad strokes.
Yeah,
when you were
so
first coming into Phidero through kind of these tunnels, he wanted to very specifically go in one direction and sort of tried to take over her at that point, and she kind of relayed, oh, he wanted to go this way.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
okay, so I think it's in character. It's legitimate role play that Burbage try to use that, especially knowing.
Now, is he going to come after me? Wow, thanks, Burbage.
It's okay,
Well-
because Head Wizard will protect you now.
We're protecting the
No, I'm
Trying
just
to-
giving you shit.
avoid him finding out about the Poneway thing. I
Yeah.
think that's Burbage's kind of priority right now.
So what were your rolls, real quick, then, Storm?
I rolled a 2 on Insight and a 13 on Stealth.
And if it's okay, I also had Burbage roll an insight because
Okay.
he's the one actively trying to. I don't know.
And what were you
so-
sort of looking for then, between the two of you?
I don't fucking remember, Andy. I said that like a minute ago.
I think you were asking if he was buying this, and then
Right, yeah, if he was buying what Burbage was saying, yes.
yeah, and then was that the same for you, Burbage, or for your insight?
I would say kind of a dual purpose of, is he buying this? Is this enough to kind of keep him from attacking me the way he just promised
Oh, okay.
Stormbringer? And also, if Stormbringer is like simultaneously messaging to me,
Yeah,
about like a plan or something, then Burbage is trying to just get a read on like how necessary is this plan going to be? Like
Yeah.
what's the next step? How like what? Which might be too much to do
Yeah.
with one roll.
It's okay. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. So yeah. Stormbringer, you don't think he doesn't buy anything this cheaply. Like even if he kind of thinks it might be true, he is conditioned into not trusting, not buying anything until he has very clear verification. Is the sense you get from this. And then Burbage, kind of from him, you feel how serious he is about his threat here. You're not sure what that will look like, but if you feel pretty confident he's going to try something, he is poised, he is calm and terrifying.
How
Is
did my
he-
stealth roll go?
Oh, what was your stealth? Sorry.
13.
I don't think that, passes the passive of perception. Galway, does Charity have a perception?
It does pass the passive, actually.
It does pass the passive?
Yeah,
Right.
12.
Because right now he's kind of focused on Burbage here. So if you want, you could kind of get closer here.
The stealth was for whispering to Burbage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Message
okay,
sigil.
totally. Then he did not hear that, it seems.
Okay. And I'm still inching closer.
That's
So
what I
I'm
was
kind of
thinking,
like reading the situation, but I am getting prepared to grab him.
Okay.
And if he does anything that looks even vaguely threatening, I'm fucking tackling him to the ground. As like I have that prepared.
Sure. Well
Vaguely.
okay, yeah, vaguely. So it'll be hard to interrupt if you're not next to him.
I'm
You can't really prepare
probably
a
within like
movement
2.5
and
feet of him at this
tackle.
point.
Okay, so he would definitely not let you get that close.
But I've been inching.
You're like, I'm
have been
sorry, I'm
inching.
that close.
You have been
Lots of
inching.
inches.
He
I mean-
recognizes you inching that close and doesn't mind at all taking sort of a step further away.
Can I make a stealth roll for the inching also?
Sure. Yeah.
You were gonna get Burbage killed. Oh my god.
No, I'm gonna save Burbage 13.
He notices this. Yeah. He seems more hyper aware of positioning and sort of the tactics of what's about to happen more than kind of trying to read your intention or to listen into on your whispers and stuff like
Does Burbage know that Kremwall is a dwarf?
that. Yeah. Yes, that's been revealed a little bit for a while. Yeah.
Listen,
Something dwarven.
please. Yes, right. There's this ancient, weird, sinister dwarven spirit that drove us down here. It's looking for something. We're looking for it. I followed a track down here. Was it yours? I don't know.
Is that let's make a deception roll then, Burbage, for this.
But those things are all true.
But
Mm.
Well, the spirit is certainly deceptive. He tried to mislead him.
But also, he's probably better at deception than persuasion anyway. So
Maybe. Wow,
let's
that's
see here.
a hell of a thing to infer from Burbage, but probably not inaccurate.
17.
Hey, I'm raising my hand.
Yeah.
I still had my glaive out also, which has reach. So instead of preparing a tackle, I'm prepared to glaive him real good if he does anything threatening, not vaguely, but if he does anything actually threatening towards Burbage. And I know what spellcasting looks like and stuff, because I see Charity do it all the time.
Sure. You picked up your glaive after you dropped it, right?
When did I drop my glaive?
When you ran toward the edge of the bridge.
Did I?
Last session, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I probably would have picked it up on the way down. It was the same direction.
Okay, yeah, you came back. All right. Picked it up on the way down. Doesn't change anything, sure.
Well, it has reach, is what it changes.
No, I mean, you're good. Yeah, you have your glaive.
Why are you being sketchy about this, Andy?
No reason.
You know, you're being super sketchy, Andy.
Everything's good. I mean, yeah, like you have reach. You're kind of within reach of him. You probably could make an attack if you see him casting a spell. Right now, it's an incredibly tense moment where like none of you are moving, and while Burbage lays out a fairly comprehensible thing, you're not sure if sort of he bought the deception or not exactly. And there's just this moment of silence. Burbage, I need you to make a strength saving throw as you see him casting a spell.
5.
Go ahead and make an attack.
Strength. Yes. 16.
I don't fucking have any inspiration or anything to spend to get this higher.
Have reckless attack.
All right, okay, I'm gonna have recklessly attacked. That's fine.
Okay.
So I'll just roll again.
Do you need that while you're raging? Is that only while you're raging? Or
27.
no, I forget.
No, it's not only while you're raging.
Cool. 27 certainly hits.
So 26 magical slashing damage. And if I can, I'm trying to sweep him up that little, he's a small man, up that little hallway bit stairs.
Oh, he's
out of
dead. You
sight
killed
of
him. 26 was his
Burbage.
max hit points.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Up that little staircase so he can't see Burbage.
Do you have a function of your attack that moves someone?
No, I'm just doing
You're just sort of
this
trying to do it. Okay.
'cause I'm cool.
So a couple things in are kind of happening simultaneously. You see him like immediately his eyes like kind of flash that blue flame color. You see a hand like symbol, and then he kind of reaches out toward Burbage. And as he does that, you slash into him incredibly quickly. You rip some of the robe and the cloth. You see blood splatter across the ground as you've moved so quickly your glaive partly through him. You think that hurt him. It didn't affect the spell. The spell continues.
I would like to strongly argue, Andy.
I gave him a concentration roll.
You
that.
did?
Yeah.
Fine.
And the spell continues. Because he only needed a 13. But you certainly did hurt him for 26 damage. Burbage, your strength saving throw is not quite able to hold on to your surroundings as you are lifted up off of your feet entirely, and pushed out over the abyss itself.
Is it possible to have a little vignette inside my closed off world
As you
while
watch
I'm watching this? Yes.
from
I'm not planning on affecting anything
Oh, it's
outside.
fine. Yeah, you're good.
I just want to look at my friend and just say, "So I'm still trusting you. You're assuring me that you said you're doing something, and
It's almost complete. Patience. And remember, I am slightly interested to see how your friends perform.
yeah, okay."
Stormbringer, you see Burbage lifted off his feet, pushed out about 25, 30 feet beyond the bounds of the bridge itself. He is now dangling over the giant bottomless cavern below. And he looks at you and he says, "Do you want me to lose my concentration?"
Well, fuck, obviously not now, asshole.
Then maybe we talk a little bit longer.
Okay, let's talk. Let's tit for tat, right? Question for question.
Yeah, you have your crossbows on you if you wanted to try to fire or something.
Yeah, great. So he just loses concentration.
Just throwing it out there as an option.
Do you
Thanks,
have a
Andy.
grappling hook?
Do you have a grappling hook?
I mean,
I
actually,
don't.
legitimately, you're a thief. I think it's in the rogue's toolkit.
Yeah.
Has Burbage had a grappling hook this entire adventure?
That'd be amazing.
I don't know. Yeah, look in your inventory. See if you got something there.
I'm also gonna
Um,
look just because it would probably have been in like the starter kit that
maybe.
rogues get. So I'll check as well.
Yeah. Or a background thing, maybe? I don't know. All right, one more time. Tell me the truth. What are you looking for?
Looking for a stick purse? I'm not lying. That's what we're looking for. You can tell that I'm telling the truth. I don't fucking remember what it is. It's a silvery thing that you put these like sticks that you smoke in them.
Like, you're not even lying.
I'm
God
not
damn it.
lying.
He sort of turns away from you.
Can I have Burbage back now?
Let's try you. What are you looking for?
So we don't know what the dwarf was looking for exactly, right?
No. Yeah, you don't know.
Is Caloran still looking at me, or is he looking at Burbage now?
He's now looking at Burbage. Yeah.
Rachel, what is there any other information that Clem would have volunteered about what Clem was looking for? Like, do we know he's looking for a weapon?
No.
Nothing. He's just looking for something.
I think Clem just found out kind of,
Yeah. Okay.
sort of what he's looking for.
Yeah, he's only ever been like directional, not like I'm looking for this thing, but like let's go here, or you want to go down, or whatever it is. Like,
I don't know what this dwarven ghost is looking for. He hasn't said. Okay?
Is this a story you want to stick with?
I'm not lying. He hasn't told.
There's some sort of dwarven ghost that is asking you to look for things, and that's why you've come back to Phidero. That's why you're here. You think I don't know that you're also trying to get to the Hellfire?
You asked me.
Do you think I'm stupid?
You asked me what I'm doing down here. Honestly, I thought you meant under the bridge. Okay, it's becoming clear to me. All right, this could just be a misunderstanding. Did you mean under the bridge, or did you just mean like down here, like everywhere?
I'm about to fucking drop him. And he kind of
So does Caloran not seem like he's like playing along with this? Is that the vibe I'm getting, that he's not having a good time and he's annoyed?
Frustrated,
Okay,
and you
okay,
feel
okay.
this is getting more and more dangerous.
So I'm gonna like stealthily, sneakily glaive to the throat, like pull back against like this so that I can take his fucking head off. I'm not taking his head off. We're having the what is it? Mutually assured destruction.
So you're sort of looking to grapple. I'm trying to think mechanically what we're doing here. Like you're wanting to kind of grapple with sort of the extra flavor of you're holding your glaive up to him, but you're sort of like trying to eventually restrain him essentially with this. Not that wouldn't break concentration necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even too concerned about restraining him. I'm concerned I mean, I guess, restrain him because I don't want him getting away from the hold. So yes.
Sure.
But I don't care about, like, that's not, the goal is to make sure that I can take his head off in one swoop, which I am aware is not a D&D mechanic, but I would like to argue it
should be.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is okay. So let's attempt to work toward restraint.
Okay.
Because it will take a little bit of like
So
back and
probably
forth
gonna
grappling.
quietly rage on. Just a little. Okay.
Give me a stealth roll at disadvantage.
For raging?
No, I guess not. Because
like, I don't think it technically makes any noise.
We've not exactly set up how your rages work. So we'll just like, you feel your blood just pumping. You see Burbage dangling. You feel all of a sudden a bit of a helpless feeling. You felt similar feelings at several times in your life, that you are smaller and not a part of the group, and that you can't help, you can't affect anything, that you've been called just like the lapdog of like Charity before, that you're not here to actually do anything but like throw your weight around, and that's all that you're good for. And these feelings start to bubble up in rage, like your muscles begin to pop, like the veins in your neck begin to like expand, and very, very quietly you enter a rage.
And then I'm trying to, however you want to work through this mechanically.
Let's go ahead and give me a athletics with advantage because you're raging.
Go away. Any word on grappling hook? I don't think I have one.
No, I don't think you do. You do have rope that is at least 50 feet long.
So I have so before any of this happens, so Burbage is horrified. So like Burbage is nowhere near like anything.
20 feet.
Right?
25 feet.
Yeah, like literally 25 feet
on
away
from
nearest.
anything. Yeah,
from anything.
At the very so I mean, Burbage does not. Yeah, okay. The only recourse Burbage has in this current situation is to try desperately to
talk his way out of it.
Well, no, I don't think talking's going to work in this current situation. I think he feels like he's about to fall to his death. So Burbage, the only thing I can think of is that he has pitons, he has rope, he has a crossbow. Like, he could be like from the moment that like he was brought out here, during this interaction where whenever he was looking at Stormbringer or seemed somehow distracted or engaged with Stormbringer, like, I don't know, can Burbage fashion a grappling hook out of a hand crossbow, a piton, and a rope? Like, that's
if anyone can. So give me here's the question. Are you trying to do this quickly? In like the moment or instant that you feel he's distracted, or are you trying to do it deliberately but slowly and sneakily? Essentially, are you trying to bend, like, sort of while you're talking and while you're making eye contact, you have a hand kind of in your pack getting out a couple things? What do you think?
This is gonna seem like a cheat of an answer, but it's just my initial answer is like, at first he would have been trying to do it deliberately.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, when he can tell that like
something's about to happen,
like that like he's losing patience, and that Stormbringer is like still like inching towards or about to do something, like it would shift to speedy.
I love it. Okay, so first give me a sleight of hand check. this is going to help determine the DC of your next check.
Eight.
28. Okay. You have been during this entire time. You've loosed a piton out. You've begin to fashion it around your rope. You are a little worried about the weight, and certainly you've never quite tested this before. But you're starting to fashion it, and kind of tie it off essentially when you see Stormbringer make a move. And in that moment, Charity, you're on the deck of a ship.
Right.
I rolled a 29 for my move, just so we remember.
Wonderful. All right, yeah, we'll remember that. And if anyone needs to take a quick break while I'm talking to Charity, we can feel free to do that. Go to the bathroom or something. But
I've
Charity,
already pissed myself 3 times just sitting here.
okay. Charity, you're on the deck of a ship, and you smell the salty air. You hear the seagulls as the ship is getting closer to your destination. You hear just kind of a little bit of a shout behind you, and you kind of look. You see several of the crew of this place, kind of joking around a little bit. They're being then ordered around by a young individual, very slight in features. Hard to tell a gender at first, and they wear a large kind of black hat that doesn't necessarily quite seem to fit. And they're starting to give orders, and you see the respect that the crew gives this individual immediately. You know this because you, as Death Spell, receive a very similar look. And you hear the door to the captain's cabin sort of slam open. And you see your father emerge. And he looks angry. At the moment, it's not geared toward you. But you also know that how easily that can shift. You see him storm over to the edge of the ship's railing, looking off now into the same waters as you. He takes a few breaths. He's not listening to reason.
Do I know who he is referring to here?
Charity does, at least, or Calorin does. For dramatic effect, I'm going to hold off for just a second.
I actually more wanted to go just like the character
role,
in the moment knows who this is. So it's not like, who the hell were you talking to?
And the role is a smuggler, certainly.
Hmm?
And the role is a smuggler. Someone is smuggling something for your father. Yeah.
And what particular facet of reason is he failing to see?
He doesn't understand. We need Kemp for this.
Should I acquire Kemp? Also, which Kemp? There's a few of them.
Yeah. I heard his son did come into Phidero. But we need the elder.
So a grab and dangle?
How bad is it of us if we just kill Crotch the Sticky here? Does that make us monsters?
Do you recall several years ago when we went and found that group that we had an agreement with, territory sharing, and they'd moved in a little bit.
Yes.
And you had me kill them in front of their children?
Yes.
And I was 12?
I don't know how old you were.
Yeah, that's the point where you were a monster. Actually, that was well before that. But anyway, I don't think one dead pirate captain is really gonna swing the needle much one way or the other. I would, though, point out on the rational side of things, they are a useful contact to have.
Let me think about it. What if you go in there? Talk to him, some sense. And if he doesn't see reason, if he doesn't give up Kemp, kill him.
Annie, just try not to murder the entire crew while I'm in there. I hate it when I come out and I'm not expecting the
He
bloodbath.
grabs you by the throat and starts to push you up against the side. Don't you fucking tell me, ever again, who I should kill or not.
Technically, I made a request.
You're in no position to request things yet. Do this, and many more, and we'll consider requests as a possibility. And he lets go. Go.
Pleasure as always.
He's silent.
Charity will go open the door.
You open the door. You see a rather large, rotund individual. A beard that has recently been shaven, but seems to be very slowly growing back. A scar across the nose into the cheek. And he's writing something in a book at the moment. And when he hears the door open, you see him kind of reach for something at the moment and sees it's you. Oh. Fucking come on in then. Shut the door.
Charity will close it over.
You need to talk reason to your father. All right, he's not listening to me. He doesn't understand how valuable this relationship can be.
Oh my god, why do stubborn old men keep telling me to talk reason into the others? So, at this juncture, who am I talking to?
You are talking to the captain of the ship, Crotch the Sticky.
Look, your stickiness.
It's not bad.
He's out there making the exact same request of me to you with, as I'm sure you can imagine, significantly more violence and threats of violence.
So we're at an impasse? What does that mean?
Look, why are you so hesitant to do this for him? You know how dangerous he is.
There are many dangers in this water. Kemp is no chicken. He's not a potato. He's also going to be upset.
Why do you keep comparing him to food?
Listen. I could point you to the right continent. Like I could tell you right or left. But remember, Kemp doesn't want to be found.
So what would he do when he didn't want to be found?
Well,
You know him as well as anyone.
he would try to go alone. And that's stupid. So we'll probably end up dead.
But he's trying to go alone. He's going to need supplies. He's going to have everything himself. Surely
Yes.
that would create some kind of trail. If you can point to a general area, then we can try to find random strangers who began purchasing large quantities of supplies.
But here's the thing. We want gold. We don't mind the smuggling, but we're not fucking around with slaves. None of this. We're not shipping people back and forth, whatever your father calls them. They're people. I'll give you a direction. I'll point you to a town. That's as good as I can do.
So, I know the direction that Caloran would go with this, but I do want to ask a clarification. Because in this moment, assuming Caloran knew some of these things, it would determine how he would express this.
Yes.
Who are these people, the slaves that are being referred to?
Your father has become obsessed with obtaining a few individuals, and sort of kidnapping them from their families or what. And most of these individuals are fairly young. One is an elf that's still like in Phidero somewhere. You can't recall his name, but Drow somewhere, or the surrounding area. But several of the others are fairly young at this point, as are you. You're still like 15, 16 at this point. Along with several like artificers from kind of various points around like Greater and Lesser Banya. You are not that far off of probably the city of Cliffmill at this point. You've never been here or really sailed this area too much, but it's kind of where you are. And it seems more like kidnapping than just general slave trade, I guess.
Yeah. So, would Caloran know his father and his father's capabilities well enough to know if Black Tom is likely to be listening into this, or
certainly could be, yeah. But it would be a not a magical listening, I guess.
Okay, so it's not going to have been a spell. It's going to be like ear to the door kind of
sort of thing. Yeah.
Charity's going to sort of wearily put his hands on the desk where he was, like, across from Crotch the Sticky, and is very quietly and deftly going to take his pen in two fingers and be writing as he's sort of talking to him. Look, I appreciate that we can... And he's basically just going to go on in this way of, look, I'm glad we can be reasonable, etc. Remember that, this is what you were contracted for. What he is writing in front of him is essentially, you're not wrong. Like, after we make landfall, in some version of, after we've made landfall and are off pursuing Kemp, here are the steps that you need to take to erase these people's existences. Claim that they died. Claim that they drowned. But here's how you actually get rid of them, so Black Tom can't find them.
he sort of looks at the piece of paper and kind of nods. You think your father will go for this? Gold in addition to slaves?
I think so.
Well, let's go tell him.
Very good. Pardon me. Charity's gonna hold up the page that he wrote on, assuming that Crotch the Sticky has sort of looked it over and he gets his
Certainly.
and will incinerate it.
Okay.
Never hurts to come out with a bit of smoke coming from my fingers.
You're not a bad one. You are. There's hope that you won't turn out like him.
I appreciate that, but there really isn't.
And he opens the door. You see 6 dead bodies immediately.
Oh, God damn it.
With him pulling the sword out of the 7th. You hear a gurgling as the body falls to the ground. And he looks at you and he says, off the port, one jumped in. And you know that as, please take care of it. And you see Crotch the Sticky next to you. What have you done? My crew, my family.
I think at this point it qualifies as I think we've jumped straight to serial killer. Ugh.
You then see Hakari next to you. Hakari, you've been wandering around Charity. How you're on the deck of a ship is weird all of a sudden. And Charity's standing up next to you, but he's younger. He looks a lot like Ire. This young. And Hakari, you then see the sort of chaos of the blood all around you. And it's, for the two of you, the scene seems to go quiet. It just mutes. But it begins to play out still in the background. And you see the two of them pull swords. Charity's father, Crotch the Sticky, begin to fight. And the two of you look at each other. Charity, you now recognize Hakari. You're sort of back in your...
I'm back as Charity of
original
present day.
mind. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Though you still kind of look younger in this moment. And
Yeah.
Hakari, yeah. So what are the two of you seeing each other?
Oh,
do?
good. A delightful vision of the never-ending joy that was my childhood.
Where the fuck are we?
Off the coast of Liffmill, if I recall this particular mass murder incident correctly.
Which up
Hey.
until, just as a note, up until this point, you hadn't to remember this, and this is now revealing that aspect.
Okay. Yeah, and
you've now remembered it, of course, yeah.
And why am I here?
I don't actually have an answer for that one off the top of my head. It seems like when I do this, I have the ability to pull people around me into it. This has happened before.
Can other people see me?
It seems like the two of them are now sort of acting out like a video. Like they're just doing their thing. They're not paying attention to now this
I don't
sort of interaction that you're having.
I don't really think so.
Cool, so I'm like a ghost. I'm gonna go fuck with those guys. And I just kind of like go over to whoever's closest to me and like get in front of them, like, woo! Can you see me?
You see them like fighting and stabbing like through you, trying to get to the other one.
I'm
This
just gonna
is
say
fucking
there.
awesome.
I'm just gonna say there are safer places to stand if you suddenly become corporeal.
Oh, I didn't think about that. So I like go woo! And like kick him in the balls, but my leg goes through, I'm assuming, and then I go back to Charity.
Yeah, so this is what happens when I get all fainty, which up until now I think has only happened when I went to the ethereal plane, which means that this is a concerning progression of symptoms.
So Andy,
Yes.
like I'm still like I'm just kind of in his mind. Like my body is still like on the bridge, right?
Probably.
Okay.
You seem. I think we're both completely unaware of our physical bodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we get out of this? Like if I kick you in the balls, will you wake up?
Could we maybe use that as a fallback attempt?
All right.
Thank you.
I reach over and pinch you on the arm.
Ah!
No effect.
Are you awake yet?
No, I'm not sure if asleep is really the correct terminology for what's happening here, but. And Andy, I'm trying to think back.
Yeah.
Has there been a pattern for when Charity exits? Well, Charity's really only had one vision of his past. Because the long one was when he was drawn to Ryn
Mm-hmm.
in the cottage, not
Yeah.
like here was a scene from Child Charity's life. It was the last one. So the previous one ended when Clem intervened.
Mm-hmm.
And was trying to reassure young Charity that he would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Charity's gonna sort of look. The last time Clem comforted me, but this isn't quite the same. It was like this in that everything else kind of faded back, but I was still the child. I was still the me of the past when she was talking to me, whereas now I remember that I'm. Oh God, I hope I didn't fall off the edge of the bridge. We probably wouldn't let that happen. So this is new. Yeah, sure. Let's try the kick in the crotch.
Awesome. So I kick him in the crotch.
Okay. Burbage. As Stormbringer rushes Caloran, Caloran attempts to sort of grab at the glaive before it sort of like holds itself right at his neck.
I was 29.
He's not going to succeed.
Good.
There is a struggle though. And yet Stormbringer overpowers this, holds the glaive right up to him, and he's got one hand on it and he's struggling. And he doesn't he certainly doesn't lose concentration, and he doesn't quite drop you in this moment. There is a bit of a whoop, like you drop maybe 3 or 4 feet, and like it terrifies you for that moment. But at least he's holding you still. You hear Caloran. Why? What good is this gonna do?
Mutually assured destruction, asshole. If you kill Burbage, I'm killing you.
Is that a trade you want to make?
No, obviously not. So put Burbage back on land and I'll take the glaive off your neck. And we can just fucking walk away. But if you kill Burbage, you're not walking out of here alive.
Do you think I value my life more than you value Burbage's?
Why do you value your life so little? You value it less than knowing about a metal box with sticks in it?
See, I think there's something else going on here.
My dude. Maybe you need the metal box with sticks so you can smoke some and chill out because you are super fucking paranoid and I just want my little person back on land.
What's kind of interesting too is that we've been somewhat loud down here. Thought your friends were with you at all times.
You said he was like you know that Charity's passed out. You said that. I don't know why you know that. I don't want to deal with it. But you know he's passed out. So what are you talking about?
So where are the oranges?
I told you there was an orange situation.
The redhead?
Probably with eye patch.
So it's just us, huh?
Yeah, so no one's gonna see if I cut off your head, which is good because I think Charity maybe wanted to have a chat with you. I think he's pretty interested in talking to you, but I won't tell him. I've done bad things before and not told him.
Could we just think tactically about this for a moment, Stormbringer? I know it's not your forte.
That's what I'm doing. What leverage do I have besides your life?
We could have a conversation and you don't have to lie to me.
Tried. I'm not lying. We're looking for a stick purse.
How does that help you find the Hellfire?
I don't remember where the Hellfire is, Caloran. I don't know if we know, but I don't know. And I just want Burbage back on land.
If I drop Burbage, it's just you and me then, it seems like, right?
If you drop Burbage, it's just me.
It's really good.
Fuck, that's a good line.
Nice.
That was really
Oh.
good.
Nice.
Roll intimidation, please, with advantage.
Jesus Christ.
Is this a charisma based or a strength based?
Either one, whatever you would like. What, Lena, you pick how the rules work.
Strength. We had a macro once. I don't know where it went.
We did, but
I'm gonna just click strength and then add my proficiency to it.
I like it, yeah.
Oh, I can just click my strength saving throw. That's what that is, right?
Yeah, that worked.
It's only 16 still. That was a terrible
Yeah.
roll.
It's okay. It was with advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a 16, you all of a sudden feel a hesitation, and he doesn't like his like grip on the glaive sort of loosens a little bit here. He's not fully ready to give in, but you sense there is at least all of a sudden the danger level has dropped significantly. If you don't remember, and this is imperative to know, can you get him to talk?
Are you asking if I'll torture Burbage?
No, you're his friend. You can ask him.
Yeah, I'm his friend. I'm not going to torture him, Caloran.
I didn't ask you to torture him. I just wanted
Okay,
information.
good, because I'm not going to.
Who needs you to torture him?
I don't know. I thought that's what you were saying. That's what that means when bad people say that usually. Yeah, I can probably get him to talk without torture if you bring him back to dry land.
I think he can hear you from here.
I don't think he can think clearly, and neither can I, because we're fucking panicked, because all of the smart people are passed out or in a situation.
Stormbringer, you're smart.
No, intelligence is my dump stat.
You're starting to sound like I don't even.
Actually, I have a lot of dump stats. You should see my character sheet.
Mine is really good. I have I'm a powerful 1,000 level thing.
I don't know what that means.
What are we
I'm just
doing here?
making
What
up-
is this
What are you?
even?
What are you talking about?
Excuse me. I
Yes.
think I might be on the verge of passing out from
See, from the panic.
an acute case of vertigo and fear.
The telekinesis has kind of slowly shifted you kind of upside down a little bit for a while.
You're
there,
making him dizzy.
and then back up. I'm not trying to. It's just I'm talking to someone else.
Can I just, if I'm going to fall to my death, can I just ask? I can tell you the truth about the hellfire and what we know about it and what we don't know. Can I ask one question? If I'm going to
Yes.
die, I just want to know one
Fair.
thing.
What is it?
Andy, how long ago? What is Burbage's sense of how long ago he drew the devil card from the deck of many things?
It was almost 4 weeks.
I just need to know. 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks. About. Did you feel anything? Was there a moment at all? 4 weeks.
What are you asking? Are you asking if somehow you did something that could affect me 4 weeks ago? And did I feel a little tickle somewhere inside? And I realized, oh, that's Burbage attempting to do something wild, but failing again. Is that what you're asking? Are you asking if you've had any effect on me or my plans at all? That's wild. I don't even know how to answer that.
I think you already did. And
Mm.
I think Burbage will fire his grappling hook at Caloran's leg. I think, assuming that there is some kind of
yeah.
is there a railing or something like I would like to get
There's a railing.
him, pull him if I can do this. I don't know. I would like to pull him toward use him as the
Stormbringer's
leverage.
not going to let go of him. So what you're going to be doing, and I'm totally okay with this, to be clear, is swinging from his body, pulling his body against the glaive.
Yeah, that's fine. But I want to attach myself to something.
Please go ahead and fire. With advantage, as Stormbringer has him fairly immobilized at this moment.
Okay. And crossbow.
I don't know if it helps or hinders to point out that he technically has engaged sneak attack.
Yeah.
It's a 21.
A 21 will hit.
Do I roll damage?
Damage? Definitely.
It's up to you. You don't have to sneak attack.
Yeah. And the Python will do let's say, we'll mostly roll sneak attack first.
I mean, in the spirit of, I don't think he's expecting it, at least.
Sure.
We're not trying to kill him, right?
It's 34.
34 damage.
Not trying to kill him, trying to.
If it were to go to
Save.
0, incapacitate. Sure.
Yeah.
You fire right into kind of like right below his hip, into his like upper thigh area on his right side. You stick a piton. He immediately drops telekinesis. And as you then are in free fall for a moment, just give me a dex check to make sure you're able to hold on to what you've now attached. Dexterity saving throw. Roll a 15 or better, which wouldn't be hard for you, I don't think. But not impossible.
29.
Fair. You grab onto this and begin to kind of swing. You now get a pretty good view of the underside of the bridge as you sort of swing low and up. Stormbringer, are you sort of letting this go a little loose so that he'll be yanked forward into your glaive?
I mean, so my glaive is pressed against his neck.
Or are you holding him
How
tight
much
as
does
well?
a halfling, are you a halfling, a gnome? How much does a short person weigh? Like,
With all their gear, yeah.
yeah.
Did
like,
you just ask
so-
if Burbage Kemp is a gnome?
I don't.
I am livid.
Yes,
The
it's the
shorts.
better short race in D&D. Everybody knows that.
Okay, so like with all your shit, like,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to think of the physics of this, right? So if I'm holding it with the glaive pressed pretty tight against his throat,
Sure.
because I'm,
Yeah.
not letting him fuck with shit, and this little, how much, like 30 pounds plus however much, 60 pounds? I don't know. Not
36
carrying
pounds
60 pounds.
plus like around like that, like what he's carrying, like maybe 90, 100 pounds, and then
Yeah.
plus
so
the
like
weight
a
of
middle
like,
schooler.
and then plus like, do you want to plus the weight of like emotional baggage? We're gonna have to
Right.
like 200 pounds.
Yeah, okay. So like a very large middle schooler is swinging from his leg. Okay, so I like physics was the one class that I like I got a D in physics. I hated physics. It's what's made me drop my math degree. But anyway, I feel like with me holding him like tight against the blade, like he's still gonna get pulled into that some, right?
Yeah, seems like it.
And I wouldn't be trying to minimize that in any way.
So you want to hold on to him, but loose enough that he does kind of lurch forward. Is that what I'm getting?
No.
Or do you want to just leave it so that you slice as much as you can?
I'm not trying to kill him.
Fair enough. If he drops to 0, I understand it'll be incapacitated.
And I'm
instead
not
of-
trying to escalate. This is my attempt at de-escalating, Andy.
It's going really well.
I'm trying to de-escalate the situation.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Amazing.
Know what that word means?
Amazing.
Okay,
If
so-
it changes anything,
But I am not loosening my grip at all because, one, I'm mad at him, and two, I don't want Burbage to fall. Burbage is hanging from his leg.
well,
give me a dexterity saving throw, Stormbringer.
and can I
then-
say so that like you said that Burbage gets a pretty good like the underneath of the bridge.
Sure.
Like if there's any chance of Burbage like getting like hanging on to something else,
Yeah.
not just the rope and the piton,
Okay.
but like if part of the swing in like if he swings close
Yep.
enough to like the under of the bridge, like he will grab on.
Adam, Burbage.
What's even the difference at this point?
The momentum that you swing up, kind of again, out and up a little bit, your trajectory if you let go entirely of the crossbow, will kind of throw you probably close enough to grab onto something.
That was a lot of qualifiers you just used. Kind of, probably.
I'm trying to hint that this would be a wild roll, and very dangerous. And if you connect, you are no longer. It's not an issue. And let's do that before we roll Stormbringers, unless you already did it. You
I
already
did already roll it.
Okay.
But we can just not do the result.
I haven't seen it though, so if we're talking
Let's do it.
quantum physics, like,
Yeah.
fuck. I mean, that's it's not about the weapon, right? Because Burbage sacrificed Bright Fang pretty easily. It's too badass for me not to do it. I think I need to a bit like.
Okay.
You're a fucking thief. How hard can it be? You're dex based, right? You got
so
this.
Burbage is gonna the crossbow. Burbage will let go of the crossbow. He's trying to hold on to. And I'd like he's using his tried and true from his youth, like acrobatics skills from jumping roof to roof during midnight romantic escapades, either moving toward some great love or escaping something quite different.
Some great love. Sorry.
Or escaping from a great love too. So what do you want me to do?
Please roll an acrobatics check as you let go of the rope and the crossbow. What you got?
29. It's with expertise in acrobatics.
Clem.
Me.
Andy, you motherfucker. We've only got like 20 minutes left.
Yeah, but Clem, it's been a while. Clem's been waiting. Rachel's been waiting patiently.
That's fine.
Clem. As the shot was fired, you see it land in Calorin. You see Calorin lurch forward, starting to slip a little bit from the grasp of Stormbringer, and if it lets go, Calorin could very easily fall over the edge, being pulled by this force. You then notice Burbage letting go. And from your vantage point, he's not going to make it. Time then slows down and stops, and you see Burbage midair, reaching desperately, but not enough, toward the edge of something that he can grab onto on the bottom part of this bridge. You then hear the voice next to you. Two of your friends are working diligently to find themselves out of a memory. Two more of your friends face down one of the most dangerous foes that you've come across. It's a pity your one friend will fall to his death. Would you like to see what happens? And he kind of starts it again. And the video this time, you see Burbage nearly grabbing on to the stonework. His fingernails scrape across it, trying desperately to find some sort of foothold. And then he topples off into nothingness. Stormbringer doesn't even see it. It's off the other side of the bridge now. Charity, Clue, Hakari, all of them are wrapped up not even knowing that this is occurring. It's only you that see the final act of Burbage Kemp as he slowly begins to disappear into the
Can I
darkness.
respond
Please.
to the guy?
Yeah.
Well, part of it is because you've separated us. If I were there, I could help, and Burbage would live. That's why we all work together as a team.
What would you do?
Cast fly on him. That's what I do. I'm not really like, I know that I hurt you pretty bad with that firebolt. Don't lie to me. But I'm not really like a wham bam, hurt the bad guys kind of person. I'm more of a slippery, aid my team kind of person,
In order to do that, at this point, I would have to bring you back over an abyss.
Yeah, I cast fly on myself too.
You would be willing to risk that to save your friend? Yeah.
Listen, Burbage can be a piece of shit, but he's our piece of shit. And he's also vital to this whole saving the world plan that we just talked about.
I have something that I've been working on. And he kind of moves off of a workbench that he's sort of been working on. And you see that it is a pair of gloves. He sort of hands them to you. This is an interesting invention of my own. If you were to put these gloves on, you could save your friend.
Is
But there
there
is
a
a
but? I thought there was a but.
toll
Yeah.
to them.
Does there have to be, though? Like, are you just doing this to teach me the lesson of, like, really strong magic and how there's a balance? And could you not? Or.
You have boots that allow you to sort of rewind time a bit. These gloves allow you to do something a little bit different. They sort of slow time down for you. It allows you to react very quickly. It allows you to move with great speed while everyone else is slowing.
Does it look really cool to everybody else? Like I'm moving so fast?
It will.
Nice.
If you were to cast fly on yourself, you could catch up with that little thing, falling now into the distance, before he hits something very, very hard. It does take a toll, though. I give you great power.
Does it come with great responsibility?
Fuck responsibility.
Mm.
It lessens your life force. These things can be incredibly advantageous. But they may bring us closer to ending your life. And if your life ends, where the fuck am I going to be? I certainly don't want to be at the bottom of some dark chasm in a forgotten in the dwarven dagger. Like, this is ridiculous. But I see that your friends mean very much to you. And I'm wondering if being with them makes you even more powerful. It seems like you suggest the very same thing. What do you say?
I'm gonna need a bit of an elaboration on what the fuck that means, because that's some vague shit.
Quickly to an answer to your question, you're not sure.
Okay.
You're not sure. Fair enough. When you use these, upon coming down off such a ramping up of everything, you'll be extremely tired, but also mechanically speaking, your maximum hit points will lessen a bit.
Okay. And that's a permanent thing, right?
So, as far as you know,
Okay.
that would be something permanent. Again, mechanically speaking, essentially this gives you haste.
Okay, but haste, but also lowers my maximum hit points. So I get like a
haste. I don't think it lowers the hit points. It would just make you exhausted, I think, by the end of it. I think is the sort of downside. After like, yeah, what,
You just
10
become
rounds or-
lethargic when haste
Yeah.
drops. So you have one round where you can't do anything.
But you also said they'll lower her hit points, right?
in addition to the normal.
Okay.
haste.
Yeah, I was just
so I don't get an exhaustion point. I get the thing of haste where
You won't get. Yeah, you'll miss a round of combat at the end
Okay.
of 10 rounds, and then your maximum hit points will lower, and then that'll be it. Yeah.
okay,
So those
but
are the
I don't know
downside.
how much they'll lower by, but they will by. So.
Correct. Right now,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm oddly enough super fucking tanky, so
Yeah. What do you
I
think?
mean, they sound pretty badass. And also, I could just choose not to use them that often, you know?
Exactly. I'm only here to help. Yes, there is a bit of a cost associated with my help.
I thought we weren't lying to each other anymore.
I very much want you to succeed so that we can finally move on to my shit.
Yeah, that seems more honest.
And believe me when I say your survival is now paramount to me. I can't wait another century for someone to come along.
Listen, my whole life I've helped old powerful men achieve stupid shit, so this is not new for me.
I do know of your past. I would understand this as helping your friends would redeem all of that horrible shit you've done for other powerful men. Maybe I'm
So
wrong.
now you know part of why I need to save the world, right? It's only slightly my fault that maybe the world's in the danger that it's in, so I should do something to.
It makes sense.
But those gloves sound great.
Look good on you as
I'm
well.
pretty trustworthy at using items in a smart way. I've shown myself to be. No, I can't even lie about that, but I'll take them anyway.
As you put them on, you feel...
Wait, I'm not gonna have some other weird person like enter my hands or something now, am I?
No.
This
It's
isn't like
only-
your long lost brother who's gonna control my fingers.
It's only me in here. For now. I'm teasing. I said for now, but it was a joke. It's only me. And
Okay,
as
I
you put
put them
these
on,
on,
yeah.
they're fingerless gloves.
Oh, look
And,
at that! Yeah.
And you feel just kind of this interesting surge of energy. Your sinuses clear up. Like you feel incredibly
Suddenly, my
light.
voice just sounds like this.
Yeah. And he goes, I'll let you cast the spell, and then I'll release you. You'll banish back into existence near the point you came into this demi-plane, which means you also then might be flying. But it sounds like a fly spell. Move to catch up to that one. Another fly spell. And you should be good.
I think I could just dive off the bridge, right?
Let's see, shall we? Go ahead. I'm ready.
So I activate the gloves.
You can activate the haste in here if you want, and then he'll
Okay.
snap you back, so you don't have to
Okay.
take a turn doing that or something.
Okay. So I would activate haste.
Okay. You just feel like you see the Matrix in this moment. You are so hyper aware. You feel everything around you slow down, and in this moment, very slowly, he snaps his
So I have a
finger.
question.
Yes.
Because I can cast the spell haste. Does this give me anything better than what haste gives me?
Other than you don't have to cast a spell using it.
Yeah, but I lose hit
and-
points.
Sure. But
It has a long-term cost, not really a short-term cost.
but it will be a bonus action to cast from
Okay.
you then. Not
Will you give me an item thing at some
not the
point?
full action.
Will you give me an item thing so that I know?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Does she still need to concentrate on haste?
Oh, yeah, that would be the other thing. You don't need to concentrate on
I was
haste
like,
with
Great.
it.
Okay, good.
Because fly
nice.
is also
Fly is
concentration.
Yeah.
Nope. You're good.
So I know where Burbage fell off, right?
Yes. In fact, he sort of showed you a little bit of the future here. He's rewinding to the moment that it actually is at this time, which is Burbage Kemp has just barely missed and is starting his descent.
From what I've watched, do I also get the feeling that Stormbringer would benefit from a fly spell?
You wouldn't be able to see Stormbringer.
They're
They
an
would be
opposite.
on the other side of
I
the
wouldn't be able to
bridge.
catch everybody in a thing.
Right, and they're
Okay.
on the bridge still so far, so hopefully that's fine.
Right.
I'm strong and heavy.
Yeah, you're strong.
Fly is
Right,
also
but I
touch.
know for a while
Yeah.
you were like, oh, is it touch? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. So I would.
Featherfall has range.
Oh, okay. I would basically immediately start sprinting towards the edge of the bridge, and I would just swan dive off the edge after however it is to get to Burbage. Like if he's already starting to fall or if he's not,
Yeah.
whatever, I would jump at him to be able to, touch him.
So you bamf back into his existence pretty close to where you came out of it, which is Charity banished you off of the bridge entirely. You,
Right, because I was
however,
jumping.
have bamfed right into the ledge, and you sort of just then lean forward off of it and push down so that you can shoot down toward Burbage. Burbage, you are starting to fall. What? You can't grab the edge. You've let go of everything, and then you just kind of hear this sort of whistling sound above you. This sort of and quickly and trying to catch up to you. You now see Clem falling very quickly through the air. So quickly. And Clem, in your eyes, he's still falling, but it's slower at this point. If you want, you can attempt to grab hands or reach out
I'm
to each other.
reaching towards him for sure.
All right.
Like it's obvious that I would also, I guess, while I'm falling, message cantrip with the thing to let him know that I'm here to save him.
With Burbage?
Yeah.
As
Right?
the
Don't I have-
thing?
don't
I
we
just
have,
didn't know what the thing was.
the
Oh, I'm sorry.
the sigil.
I
Sorry,
see.
couldn't think of the word. I was like,
The-
the thing.
Oh,
You were-
Mrs.
you were-
Cantrip, the thing, the halfling thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Your message cantripping via the thing. That makes a lot more sense
Yes,
than what I did.
sorry.
You're good. You're good. Immediately, you get this sound in your head, Burbage. You hear Clem's voice streaking out of the air above,
Really fast.
and the two of you reach out and attempt to grab it. And I just need one more dexterity saving throw from both of you, or acrobatics. Actually, you could do acrobatics, and a total of 30 between the two of you.
I have a +0, so here we go.
Damn.
Well, it's a good thing that you rolled because I got a 2, but you
Man.
rolled a 32.
32? We were so close to not
Literally
meeting that. This
so
is like-
unfucking helpful in this moment.
This is like the most brutal final round of the final like thing in Family Feud ever. Like, Clem, you got 2 points?
Yeah.
I have to get
Listen.
98 points?
I'm doing all the other work, okay?
Yeah, no, it's great.
The two of you latch and clasp hands. If you want, you can cast fly. Clem.
Yes, so I will cast level 4 fly
On the two of you?
on the both of us.
Okay.
That way it gets both of us, yeah.
All right. Stormbringer. As Caloran is kind of lurched forward off of your grip, you do catch him then again before he sort of topples over the edge.
Catch him with my glaive.
Catch him with your glaive as well. So go ahead and roll. Let's say it's a critical hit. So go ahead and roll damage, and then
I'm not trying to kill him. I mean, if I could knock him unconscious, though, that'd be pretty awesome.
I totally get it. Yeah, you're not
Maybe a
going to
little.
try to kill him, and you are attempting to make sure he's incapacitated if he reaches you.
You said I just rolling damage, right? So we're just gonna ignore that to hit that I rolled.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
we'll count it as a critical.
Fail.
Cool. How do I make it a critical?
Just roll again.
Just roll again. Yeah. We'll just do damage twice here, and not add the last bonus.
And are you raging?
Yeah.
Yes. Does my rage damage double?
Yes.
So it's
On a critical, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Any dice you roll double, right?
Well,
Rage.
it's not dice though.
Right,
It's
dice.
a bonus.
Yeah, it's only
yeah.
dice that double.
Correct.
Okay, so it's 24 plus. Then
I didn't know if you had like brutal critical or
what
something that
for
added
the
a die.
second thing. It just my
It's
dice.
42 plus whatever your.
42, 46.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm-
Sorry, 41. Because you wouldn't have the strength mod twice either.
41, 45.
41.
Awesome.
45. No, okay, you were subtracting from what I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were. Never mind. Anyway, I thought you weren't adding in the rage.
So this activates the death ward that Charity Caloran had on him. You see him.
I'm not trying to
slice.
kill him, though.
I get you. You see him slice.
It's what happens when you drop to 0 hit
And-
points, though.
Into him. The spray of the blood across the floor, and as he kind of stumbles forward and topples over for a second, he immediately bursts into
Andy.
blue flames. The skin on him begins to melt. The clothing goes up immediately and becomes ash in the air, and you start to see black wings now protruding, wrenching themselves out of his skin.
Andy.
As you've seen Charity turn into an angel many times, you're witnessing Caloran turn into, let's say, something closer to his father. Yes.
Okay. So, two thoughts. First of all,
Yes.
I know this game has been around a lot longer than Baldur's Gate, but I would like to argue that if I tried to just knock him out, he just goes to 1 HP, so it doesn't activate the death ward. Can I argue that?
I mean, you can try.
What's your
argue that.
response to that argument?
Oh, that was the argument? You think
Yeah.
you should do that? Let's say no
So
in this
1
case.
to 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other argument is I think I'm still holding him. So he can turn into a fiery demon thing and burn me and stuff.
Awesome.
But I'm still holding him
I'm
with a
very glad
glaive
you
pressed to his
said that.
fucking throat.
Sure. Let's go ahead.
Also, I'm trying to de-escalate the situation. Also, you said let's go ahead and stop pressing to talk as you start typing.
Let's go ahead and 45 necrotic damage, please, to you. As these blue flames start to encompass you as well, holding him.
Good de-escalation.
I'm trying to de-escalate the situation, Burbage.
That's great.
Do you attempt to hold on as he begins to fly out over the edge of the...
How is he? How? Okay. Excuse me. I
Yes.
weigh a shit ton. Can he fly with me holding him?
Let's find out. Do you hold on? Are you
Yes.
attempting to like...
I'm trying to maintain my grapple. Yes.
Great. Let's see what a demon rolls.
Contest me, demon.
Sound like an
Please
exorcist.
roll your athletics. Are you still raging? Probably,
Still
yeah.
raging, I think. Yeah.
Beat a 28, please.
I forgot to click advantage. Give me a hot sec. But that
Oh,
was
God.
a 30 on the first roll.
Yeah.
Wow.
30.
23. That will beat a 28. As the wings whoosh, shoot out from either side, and you're holding on as much as you can in this moment. Hakari, you kick the balls of Charity.
This has been a wild episode.
The two of you start to, like, everything kind of goes fuzzy for a second, and then you shake it off. The both of you coming out of whatever this vision.
My ball kicking worked for good this time.
That's great.
In a session full of tense moments and cliffhangers, that was Hakari.
Preferred Clem getting us out by reassuring.
The two of you watch for a moment as for some reason Burbage and Clem fly up off of the abyss onto the bridge. You then hear the screaming of Stormbringer as
The screaming of Stormbringer yelling, I was trying to de-escalate!
as a Stormbringer and a demon fly up and then sort of crash onto the bridge on top of you.
Also, I'm definitely trying to knock him out at this
bridge.
point. If there's anything I can do while we're crashing.
Sure. And as that sort of lands and crashes, breaking a few barrels, sliding to a stop, you see the horned figure of the demon Calorin starting to wrestle now with Stormbringer. But all of you are awake and all of you are on a bridge. And let's see what happens next time.
Woo!
Oi.
Thank you, everyone.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. That was another episode of Goats and Dragons Fates of Ryn. We hope you really enjoyed it. We have so much fun doing this. And while I'm sorry, it was a little, desperate and people were doing their own things for a while there, it looks like next time we're going to be bringing the team back together and facing off against something truly scary. But hey, as long as you save enough spell slots to fight people at dinner, you should be fine. Everything's good.
Andy, we're not trying to fight Calorin.
Agreed. This is de-escalation.
This wasn't the goal.
Please note, Helpful Goat does not recommend attempting to apply any techniques referred to as de-escalation that appear in any of our podcasts.
He can still just walk away. I'll let him if he will leave us alone.
Let's see about
I
that.
like how you're telling the aggressor that is literally like, I could murder you completely, and you're like, he can still walk away.
I didn't provoke that at all. And he did attempt to murder.
Excuse you.
Yeah. So we'll pick that up next time. Thank you, everyone. We love you very much. Stay safe. Be cool. And you know what? Just do something for yourself this week. We'll let you know what's coming up. We're gonna have a sort of day-long stream of all kinds of different content coming very early in February. We'll let you know what's going on there. February 2nd, I believe, is what.
I'm pretty sure you said February 3rd.
Third. That's what it is. And we're
I have
that's
no
just
idea
gonna,
what this is.
it's gonna be a fundraiser to help us finish everything we need for Fablefall before we sort of put that on Kickstarter. which will be awesome. So if you want to help us out and be a part of the creation process of a board game, we would love to have you there. And we're just going to be doing all kinds of weird, crazy shit. I'm gonna try to get Galway to tell tier secrets, and we're gonna we're gonna make Darcy eat licorice, and we're gonna
black licorice. Blah.
So we're gonna try lots of fun stuff. I think I'm gonna get Adam to do a funny voice or something while he's in Chicago. Well, anyway, we'll talk about it. Finalize all that this week. But yeah, we're gonna
voice. How about this? Chicago.
Brilliant. I would have done it. And we're wrapping up. So we love you all. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
The lonely she walks down beside the green river. My lady she was, and I bend my knee. One divine, my seraph, my heart to deliver. She gives me a small flower that I call Doom Lily. I laugh so completely, so true and so sweetly. But know that our story is so short it must be. Every time that you show me that blue and white flower,